Coming in from the garage to the lower living room, which we will call fireplace room. The walls, I hope you can see, are very dirty, scratched, and written on with marker or crayon. You can see the cracking that is going on from the movement. Minor cracking, nothing to be majorly concerned with. This is the upper ceiling. The lower half. The proposal from one of the bids is to paint this, would be rolled with what you call a botany beige color scheme, which is about the same similar type of color you have now on the walls, with white glossy trim. Bathrooms will be painted white glossy trim. Where the brown is, which we'll get to. Here's a close-up of the crayon and pencil and just overall destruction that these people who were your friends have done. Here's an example of the type of marks that are on the wall that are plentiful, nail marks that are left. This brown leather stuff, as you can see, is not on very well, and they glued it. So what I propose to do is to paint this area with a darker brown, almost the type of brown that's in the family room. There's some messes that they've left. This room would be painted botany beige and a dark brown with white trim. So it would look similar. It would be rolled and it would look very nice. Nothing would be done to the fireplace other than cleaned out. The laundry room here is where we have a water leak. Now the hole is worse than it looks. It's a pretty easy patch. The water has stopped. We've found the source of the water, but you can see the water has, as it's ran under the paint. The paint is easily peelable, which means you can't repaint that wall. This wall needs to be peeled off so that the paint will stick to the new surface. So this room would have to be painted white. Marks, pretty easily painted. You can see the water excuse me, has run on this backside over here as it has run down. There was another patch at one time right here. Don't know how well that shows up on video. That is the bathroom on the main level. The trim board here would be taken care of, put back together. You can see how much water has been introduced as the cover is rusted, connection is rusted. Recommendation is to get that replaced because it's only a matter of time before it starts to leak. You can see under here, this is in bad shape as it is leaking currently.
and we'd probably want to get those items repaired also before they become a major concern. I will now head into the next room. I will start with the hallway when you walk into the house. Again, I do not have keys, so I'm doing the best I can at trying to bring you up to speed with what we are faced with. There's the hole from the door that opens. Here's a very common mark from the child who wrote on the wall everywhere. The door itself is beat up, dirty, and grungy looking. The corner here, the thought process on this wall is to try to get a magic eraser and see if those marks will come off, because we don't need to paint this whole wall. However, you can see again the marks from that little monster. There is a gray, blackish looking stuff that is coming from the swamp cooler, which obviously needs to be cleaned and serviced. You can see the spots from the ceiling where it leaks or was leaking or is leaking currently. You can also see the water damage again, how it's discolored and is just peeling away. So I'm now in the family room, I guess. Maybe the living room. You can see the more scribbles. Looks like the child took a screwdriver and just poked holes in the wall. No rhyme or reason. The windowsills are in poor shape because they're starting to bubble and crack. We may want to paint them or leave them from another day. These are holes in the wall that were caused by screws and anchors. Don't really know what they put here. Looks like some sort of entertainment center. That looks like a cable outlet. So the goal here is to paint this living room as basic as we can. More destruction by the monster. I have two of my own children, and they would never do this because they know what would be the outcome if they did something like this. Not very cool. You can see the trim starting to crack again. Nothing major, we just have to keep an eye on it. Up top, the ceilings look good. Light fixtures. This big wall. So the bid by DJ is to leave a lot of this stuff that's here and maybe touch it up with the paint match. Here's the kitchen. I would suggest putting a microwave right there. However, that's probably irrelevant at this stage of the game in comparison to the costs that we have of everything else.
phone does terrible with the light on the window. And this is taken from my iPhone. You can see the paint behind. Your stove, unfortunately, is irreparable. It needs to be destroyed and disposed of. I hope the dishwasher is in good shape. The tile, granite tile, probably should be cleaned. There's parts of the tile that is missing. I hope that the pieces are over here, which as you can see leaning up against the area right there. But we need to clean it the best we can. Would be helpful. You can see the mess behind the stove. That's not uncommon with that type of a mess because not many people that I know dropped the phone. Sorry about that. Not many people that I know pull their stoves out and clean behind them to get the grease all that often. All of that can be cleaned, and we'll make a determining factor if we should paint the kitchen or not once we're done. On the other bid that I have coming in, the individual is looking like he wants to paint the whole entire house one basic color of white and shoot everything, which means spray paint, not spray paint, I apologize, but spray the ceilings, the baseboards, the doors, the walls, everything. I'm going to take some pictures of the carpet so you can see the carpet. I really believe the carpet can be saved. Put a little piece of trim board right here. Walking up the stairs. Here's the walkway, or I'm leaning over the hallway or the staircase. Hallway upstairs. You can see, I don't know that I can get you a better view than that of the discoloration of the paint or unfinished painting jobs, one of the two. Here's a closer version of it. You can see that it runs different colors. Carpet, we'll hit the bathroom first. Bathroom looks pretty decent until you get to so the toilet has a crack in it, and that's what caused all the leaking. So this will have to be replaced. You can see the water, how it basically went straight down into the wall, downstairs, and took the path of least resistance. This is the caulking that is pretty easily fixed. You just pull it out and put new caulking in. Here's the bathroom. Towel bar that's missing. or relocated. Not a whole lot in this bathroom to do other than to
paint and paint and put back patch the walls.